Nietzsche believed most people do not want greatness. They say they do. They admire it. They praise it from a safe distance. But when greatness gets close, they back away. Because greatness is expensive. It costs comfort. It costs approval. It costs the illusion that you can stay the same and still become extraordinary. For Nietzsche, greatness was not fame, not money, not applause. It was self-overcoming. It meant becoming stronger than the weaker parts of yourself. It meant facing the truth. It meant walking away from the crowd. It meant building a life that belongs to you. And that is where most people freeze. Nietzsche was born in 1844 in Prussia. His father was a Lutheran pastor. He grew up around religion, discipline, and classical education. He was brilliant early, especially in Greek and language. By his mid-20s, he was already a professor at Basel. On paper, it looked like a perfect life. But Nietzsche was never built for comfort. He quit the university. He lived with constant health problems. He moved from place to place across Europe. He was often alone. His books were ignored for years. He suffered. He was isolated, and he kept writing anyway. That is the first lesson in Nietzsche. Greatness does not come wrapped in ease. It comes through resistance, through pressure, through pain, through the parts of life that try to break you. Nietzsche believed human beings are unfinished. We are not fixed. We are not complete. We are pulled in two directions. One part of us wants comfort. The other wants growth. One part wants safety. The other wants truth. One part wants to fit in. The other wants to become someone real. That inner battle is what he called self-overcoming. And it is brutal. Because the real enemy is not always out there. It is inside you. It is the voice that says, don't risk it. Don't stand out. Don't fail. Don't get rejected. Don't make life harder than it has to be. That voice sounds practical. Nietzsche would call it weakness. This is why so many people are afraid of greatness. Greatness demands struggle. Modern life does everything it can to avoid struggle. We want comfort. We want convenience. We want quick wins, soft landings, and zero friction. But strength does not grow in comfort. It grows under pressure. Courage needs danger. Discipline needs temptation. Independence needs loneliness. Creativity needs uncertainty. If you avoid pain at all costs, you also avoid becoming more than you are. And that is where comfort becomes dangerous. It weakens quietly. You stop taking risks. You stop saying hard things. You stop testing yourself. You start calling fear peace. You start calling laziness balance. You start calling smallness contentment. Nietzsche hated that kind of self-deception. He wanted people to be honest. Sometimes you are not calm. You are afraid. Sometimes you are not humble. You are hiding. Sometimes you are not wise. You are avoiding responsibility. That is hard to hear. But Nietzsche was not interested in making people feel better. He was interested in making them wake up. The second reason people fear greatness is the crowd. Nietzsche saw society as a herd. Not because people are stupid, because people are contagious. We copy each other. We repeat each other. We protect each other's comfort. And the herd does not like anyone who breaks pattern. It likes obedience. It likes sameness. It likes predictable people with safe opinions. But it pretends to love greatness. Usually, only after greatness is dead. After the artist is gone. After the rebel is gone. After the thinker has already paid the price. While greatness is alive, it is usually disturbing. It makes people nervous. It reminds them of what they did not do. It exposes the life they settled for. That is why original people are often hated before they are admired. They make everyone else feel something dangerous. A different thinker exposes lazy thinking. A bold person exposes fear. A disciplined person exposes excuses. So people attack what they secretly envy. They call ambition selfish. They call confidence arrogance. They call originality weird. They call discipline obsession. Often, that is just resentment in a nicer suit. And resentment is one of Nietzsche's biggest warnings. Because resentment lets people feel morally superior to what they are too afraid to become. I didn't want that. I didn't need that. That thing is bad anyway. Sometimes that is true. Sometimes it is just fear talking. The third reason people fear greatness is loneliness. To become truly independent, you have to stand apart. And that is hard. Human beings want to belong. We want to be understood. We want our choices to be accepted by family, friends, and culture. But the higher path often means being misunderstood. Your standards look extreme. Your goals look unrealistic. Your silence looks arrogant. Your solitude looks strange. Most people cannot handle that. They would rather fit in than grow up. They would rather be accepted than transformed. Nietzsche believed a serious person eventually has to stop asking the crowd for permission, because the crowd will always try to drag you back to average. And the crowd is not only outside you, it lives in your own head. It says, "What will people think? Who do you think you are? Be realistic. Don't aim too high. Stay safe." Nietzsche's philosophy is a fight against that voice. He wanted people to become who they are, not who they were trained to be, not who they were praised to be, not who the crowd finds comfortable. But that process is violent. It means killing false versions of yourself. It means losing old identities. It means giving up the easy life of approval. And then there is responsibility. That is the deepest fear. Because greatness means you can no longer hide. You cannot blame everything on society. You cannot blame your parents forever. You cannot blame the times, the system, or bad luck. If you choose your own path, you own it. You decide what matters. You decide what to sacrifice. You decide what kind of person you are becoming. That is terrifying, because it means no more excuses. Nietzsche wanted people to stop living passively. He wanted them to become creators of value. People who do not just repeat life, people who shape it, and that means saying yes to reality. Not a soft yes, a hard yes, a yes to struggle, a yes to loss, a yes to pain being part of the process. This is where Nietzsche's idea of loving fate comes in. He did not mean pretending life is pleasant. He meant refusing resentment. He meant taking even suffering and using it, turning it into strength, turning it into fuel. Most people do not want that. They want life to get easier first. Nietzsche says no. The higher person does not wait for perfect conditions. He works with what he has. That is why Nietzsche still hits so hard today. Modern life is full of escape routes, distraction, entertainment, comfort, delay, validation, noise. There is always something telling you not to change. There's always something telling you that your fear is wisdom. Nietzsche cuts through all of it. He asks one simple question. Are you becoming yourself, or just staying safe? Are your values really yours, or borrowed? Are you growing stronger, or just more comfortable? Are you living with courage, or hiding behind excuses? That is why Nietzsche is not a comforting philosopher. He does not flatter weakness. He exposes it. But he also believes in what people can become. That is the point. His philosophy is harsh because his vision is high. He believed human beings could become stronger, freer, deeper, and more original, but only if they are willing to pay the price. And the price is always the same: struggle, loneliness, responsibility, the death of the smaller self. Most people are afraid of greatness because greatness asks too much. It asks you to stop hiding. It asks you to stop worshiping comfort. It asks you to stop confusing approval with truth. It asks you to stop protecting the weak version of yourself. And maybe that is why Nietzsche still matters. Because greatness is not impossible. It is possible.